Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about self-advocacy and how to advocate for yourself. And there's a ton of skills, but we're going to focus on 6 main skills that you can use to help advocate for yourself. That way you can really communicate effectively what it is that your needs are instead of focusing on your wants and the services that you may desire to have, but really what are the main needs that you need to get and how to communicate with an agency or different staff members about how to get those needs that you want. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, let's get to it.
So the first step is knowing your disability. And this is really important. You want to do as much research as you can, because once you have full knowledge on what it is that's a challenge for you and what's easy for you, and knowing some background and different things like that, that's just going to give you what they would call ammunition, or it's going to give you a lot of suggestions that you'll be able to suggest to people who are making your IEP or making your plan, and will help you in knowing what you're talking about and being able to offer up strategies. And it also just shows people that you've done the research and that you know exactly what it is that you need. And that's the thing to focus on, is what your needs are, instead of focusing on a particular service, because a lot of times that will open more doors for you. I'm sitting here with a board game right now, and the reason why is because one of the things that's important is to think about who are the key players. So who are the people that can make changes in your care or in your plan? Who are these people? And it's important to know who those people are, right? Who the players are, right? And who can make changes and who can't. And then if a person can't, it's important to know who's the next person in charge that can help you, and investigating who are those people and how to find those people's information. You can always ask a person who's in charge of your plan or your care, or you can go online and you can look up the agency that works for you and try to find out who those people are. And that way you can get things taken care of. If one person can't, you can go to the next person in charge. And you can really get to know who the key players are. These are key people that can help you in what you're trying to do for your life. And it'll give you a sense of empowerment and will help things all the way around. Another thing to keep in mind too, while I'm talking about the game and about the rules and stuff, is there are rules to this game, and those are the rights and responsibilities that you have. And this is another thing that you can inquire about and ask somebody at the facility you go to.
Or you can also just Google it as well. It's probably online if they have a company website. But just as the players are important, the rules are important too. And each individual place has its own rights and responsibilities and rules. And you can ask to see those in writing and be able to see those and even have a copy of those, so that you can look through them and make sure that you're getting all the treatment that you deserve, and make sure that you're getting all the services that you need and are asking for.
Number 4 on the 6 steps is you want to become well organized. So most agencies require data and documents. So you want to keep those and maybe keep them in a binder or keep them in a folder or something to where you can keep track of all of them and know where they're at. Also emails, any email communication that you have with anybody from any agency, I would strongly suggest that you print it out. Keep it, like I said, in a folder, binder, trapper keeper. Keep all that documentation, because you might need to refer to something later, especially if somebody told you something or somebody promised you something. You want to have a record of that and keep that in writing. A list of names of everybody who works at a particular agency, that's another thing that you definitely want to try to print out and keep record of. Any type of phone log, and I suggest that you keep a phone log. So any conversation that you have, write down who you talked to, what time the conversation began, what time it ended, and the date of the conversation. You might want to use a calendar where you can put dates and upcoming meetings and things like that. And also, if you want to schedule things out, I would suggest that you bring a calendar with you. They have a small one like this one here that you can buy at your local supermarket, and you can take it anywhere with you. It makes it really easy. Another thing you might suggest doing is the documents that you have, anything that seems really important, you may want to go back over it and highlight it. And that way it just stands out to you, something you need to refer to quickly, something like that. Highlighting is a great way to get something to pop out at you.
Hey guys, so actually this building behind me is where I went to school. This is EKU's campus, Eastern Kentucky University. And behind me is the building where I went to a lot for my classes. I was a communications major. But that's not really important as far as you don't have to go to a university to learn how to effectively communicate. So the reason why I wanted to show this building is so we can talk just a little bit about effective communication. Effective communication is very important when it comes to advocating for yourself, because you need to know when to say something and how to say it when you say something. And that just comes from doing a lot of research, doing a lot of talking to people, doing a lot of networking. If you suffer from a disability or if you have a disability, learning a lot about it and learning what the laws are that are in place when it concerns you and when it concerns your disability. Remember what we talked about before. You are the main expert on you. There is no other expert on you other than yourself. So a lot of times you will know what's best for you. If something's not working, effective communication is really good so you can learn what it is you need to say and how to say it. Maybe you can say it better, or maybe you can say it in a way to where you get heard. Because something that I know that we face is we don't get our voices heard a lot of times. We try to communicate the best way we can, and maybe we feel like nobody's listening to us, or we feel like nobody cares what we have to say, or we don't matter. So it's important for us to really, really talk about and learn how to effectively communicate, so we can say, hey, this isn't working for me. Can we try something else?
Remember to always use data and facts instead of your opinion when you're using clear communication. Don't criticize, and try to give praise whenever possible. Turn the negatives into positives. Also, date and sign all written information. That's just a good idea in general. And also, keep things one page if you can. That way it's just easier to keep track of, and it's easier to be concise and straight to the point with what you want to say. And also, keep a copy of everything for yourself. Remember, contact info as well, because you always want to put that at the bottom. Step 6 on the 6 skills is to know how to resolve disagreements. And one of the things that you might need to learn how to do is sometimes seek mediation, unfortunately. So if you're not able to find a way to resolve things in a different format, you can always ask the agency or whatever company you're working with for mediation, and they'll find somebody who's a neutral party to sit down and talk to both sides and try to come to some sort of resolution that meets both needs and really will help you. So it's always important to try to find other ways to solve a disagreement besides mediation, but if you need to, then mediation is something that you should look for. Something else that you can do is look for ways to file complaints. A lot of agencies have some sort of way to do that on their website, or if not, you can even ask the person that you're working with directly for the steps that you need to follow in order to file an official complaint. And I would also keep a copy of that and just keep that on file in case you need to refer to it at any point in time moving forward, especially if you end up keeping the same person that you're working with. It's always just a good idea to have everything on record and be able to look at it later. All right, guys, that is the 6 skills that we covered. Understand your disability, know the key players, know your rights and responsibilities, become well organized, use clear and effective communication, and know how to resolve disagreements. So I'll be back soon with some more information to help you guys out in the future. All right, bye.